Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Political Science by Dr. Makhan. Today we are going to discuss another important topic, that is behavioralism. Let's see what is behavioralism. When I look at behavioralism, we first need to go back to its origin and how it has developed. Behavioralism or behavioral movement or behavioral approach in political science emerged prominently after the Second World War. However, its origin goes back to the First World War, when two famous political scientists published their seminal works in the year 1908. In that year, Graham Wallas, a British social psychologist, wrote a book called Human Nature in Politics, and Arthur F. Bentley, an American political scientist, wrote The Process of Government. But behavioralism as an approach in political science came to light in America only in the 1930s, when the existing traditionalism approach to study political science was openly questioned. This is the time when the very traditional approach was questioned at the heart of America. Thus, behavioralism strongly focused on the objective and quantified approach to study human behavior in political science. Many others advocate that behavioralism started with the writings of American political theorist and a professor at Chicago University called Charles Edward Merriam. Merriam emphasized the importance of examining political behavior of individuals and groups instead of studying how they abide by formal rules. Then another professor of political science at Chicago University named David Easton, a Canada-born American, literally brought a significant revolution to the entire behavioral movement. And Professor David Easton, who is associated with the foundation of the behavioral movement, laid down certain assumptions and objectives of behavioralism. Professor Easton regarded these assumptions as the intellectual foundation stones of this movement, on the basis of which it is defined and constructed in subsequent years. They are 8 in number. These 8 assumptions are: number 1, regularities. What is it? There are certain significant uniformities in political behavior of man. This can be expressed or generalized. Through this, political behavior of man can be very well predicted. For example, voting behavior of a man. A voter is known to vote for a particular party and an individual for years. So the behavioral thinkers said that voting behavior or pattern of an individual or a group can be very well predicted. Second, verification. According to the behavioralist, knowledge to be valid should consist of propositions that are subjected to empirical tests. Also, all evidences must be based on observation. The American political scientists say that political science is concerned with those phenomena which can be actually observed. Third, techniques. The behavioral thinkers highlight more on adoption of correct techniques for acquiring and interpreting data analysis. They also stress on applying research tools and methods which can really make reliable, valid, and comparable data. Number 4, Quantification. Measurement and quantification must be used to acquire accurate knowledge in analyzing complex political situations. Thus, data in political science must be quantified, and all findings should be based on quantifiable data. Number 5, values. According to behavioralists, the study of politics must be empirical and value-free. For them, ethical evaluation is completely different from empirical ones. Therefore, they believe in separating facts from values. In order to be objective, any scientific inquiry must be value-free. Political science is the scientific study of politics, and thus the subject has no relation with moral or ethical questions in public life. Number 6, systematization. For behavioral thinkers, research in political science must be systematic. It must be theory-oriented and theory-based. Research must form as closely interrelated parts of a coherent and orderly body of knowledge. Unlike the traditional thinkers, they emphasize on causal theory. Thus, for them, theory is not based on speculation and introspection, but on analysis, explanation, and prediction. Number 7, pure science. Behavioral thinkers stress on pure science approach. For them, research must be of pure type. In a sense, it should be completely be verified by evidence. Thus, it may or may not be applicable to any particular social issue. The last one, number 8, integration. They strongly focus on interdisciplinary approach to study political science. They don't take political science as a distinct or separate subject. Rather, they treat it as a part of the social sciences. Therefore, they argue that it should be integrated with all other social sciences like psychology, sociology, economics, etc. These 8 characteristics were given by Professor David Easton. Now, characteristics of behavioralism given by Heinz Ullmann, Ersveld, and Zenovich. What they say. Number 1, these all three thinkers, they have given 4 characteristics of behavioralism. Number 1, study of human political behavior. Behavioral political theorists emphasize on studying human behavior in politics, not political institutions. And to them, both individual and group behavior are crucial for studying politics. Number 2, empirical methods. They stress on using empirical methods in studying political science. Such methods include data collection through field work and analysis of data with the help of statistical and mathematical techniques. Thus, they advocate for studying facts in political life. Number 3, interdisciplinary focus. They advocate that political science must be studied with the help of knowledge gathered from other social sciences like sociology, psychology, and anthropology. For the behavioral thinkers, the concepts and ideas taken from natural sciences must be used in the study of political science. Number 4, scientific theory of politics. They denounce or reject the traditional methods to study political science and theory of politics. It stresses on the need to build scientific theory of politics. They want to make political theory as much scientific and precise as it is in natural sciences. Now, again, Kirkpatrick, another behavioral thinker, has given some 4 characteristics of behavioralism. Number 1, behavioral thinkers oppose the use of political institutions as the basic unit for research. Instead, they emphasize on using the behavior of individuals in political situations as the basic unit of analysis. Number 2, they regard social sciences as a behavioral sciences and stress on the unity of political science with other social sciences. Number 3, they also say that more precise and scientific methods and analysis must be used to study political phenomena. Particularly, they advocate for using statistical or quantitative formulations. Number 4, and finally, the behavioralist defines the construction of systematic empirical theory as the goal of political science. So friends, now let's have a look at what are the advantages or merits of behavioralism. Number 1, the behavioral movement made significant progress in the direction of theory building and techniques in research. Number 2, with the coming of this trend, there has been marked improvement of tools and techniques of research. Number 3, it helped to emerge a number of new approaches in the field of political science like structural functionalism, input-output analysis, etc. Number 4, these thinkers were the first to bring home the fact that political science can be studied in a more scientific and precise manner like the natural sciences. Number 5, political science has been made a more dynamic discipline by them, unlike the traditional thinkers, because the traditional thinkers focused more on the study of state and government, right? Number 6, they have emphasized more on the behavior patterns of both individuals and groups in the context of political participation, and it was never studied and analyzed in this manner before. Finally, behavioralism started as a protest movement against traditionalism, and for the first time, it highlighted the defects of traditionalism. Now, we come back to the disadvantages or criticisms of behavioralism. First, the behavioral thinkers have attached too much importance on the methods and techniques than on the study of the subject of political science itself. Number 2, human behavior cannot be predicted as they think because it is always unpredictable to a great extent. Number 3, their craze for using the methods and approaches of natural sciences in political science will definitely lead to distort the main objectives of the subject and even in social sciences. Number 4, political phenomena cannot be subjected to any rigorous study because they are very complicated in nature. Number 5, value neutrality position is not possible or practical in political science because research have their own value preferences that directly affect their analysis. Because every researcher, whoever goes to the field, he or she will have has their own value preferences, and that affects the whole study or the research pattern. Number 6, an overemphasis on the interdependence of political phenomena with other social sciences might lead to the loss of identity, integrity, and autonomy of political science. Number 7, the quantification of political phenomena is purely an unattainable goal, which was tried by the behavioral thinkers. Through such techniques, only small or minor issues or problems can be addressed or solved. Finally, the behavioral approach is indifferent to moral values in its attempt to make political science purely positive and empirical. So friends, behavioral movement may have given a new direction to the study of political science. However, there are defects in the system, there are advantages in the approach. So we have studied on. I'll be bringing you some more interesting topics in political science in my next video. Thank you for watching me. Please do share and subscribe my channel. Kindly watch my other 2 channels also. Dr. Markan Sekia's talk on foreign affairs and Dr. Markan Sekia's talk on national affairs. Thank you once again and bye-bye.